When I was 15, I found myself on the edge of a wooden platform located high among the treetops. They call it a zip line, which implies that it's a straight path that you follow quickly. Problem is, only one of those things is true. Before the zip part comes the dip part, a short fall before your rope slack tightens up and your harness catches you by the crotch and carries you off into the sunset like some kind of NC-17 rated fairy tale. The obstacle course supervisor, a job title fit for any resume, first reassured me that the wire is certified for 800 pounds. Because I asked, I was self-conscious that maybe I exceeded the weight limit. That would have been a cheap and convenient cop-out for me. I could have used my 310-pound frame as an excuse to climb down without chickening out, for all outward appearances anyway. But no, I was stuck, and boy was I stuck. He next reassured me that you'll be okay. You'll? As in you will? I don't care about the eventuality. I want to be okay now. Now! I want to be okay now! The funny thing about transitions is, when you're inside of them, they feel enormous, on the edge of one thing and on the cusp of another. Like visiting a canyon on a road trip. Once they're behind you, it's difficult to imagine them as big as they seemed when you were there. When I first started making videos for this channel a little over 2 years ago, I had just graduated from college, and as I danced my way across the graduation stage, that's not an exaggeration by the way, I literally danced my way across the graduation stage, the dean said to me as he shook my hand, "Ah, you look happy." I don't know what that accent was. He doesn't have an accent. He does have glasses though. And I was happy, I just had no idea where I was going. I spent the next 2 years working various jobs and failing to get into graduate school. Since I couldn't figure out how to make my living from research and teaching, I decided to make that my hobby instead, and that's where the educational angle of Art Explains comes from. The attractiveness angle, however, that's all me. Grrr. Sorry. Everything changed earlier this year when I was accepted into a PhD program. It was kind of like, woo, oh no. It is now my job to research and teach about cognitive psychology, specifically the phenomena of learning and memory, and specifically the subfield of metacognition, which is basically how people learn about learning. That's right, as you just learned, I learn about learning about learning. Metacognition. This is a major transition for me. I used to move heavy objects for my job and write scientifically in my free time. Now that I'm writing scientifically for my job, I guess this channel is just going to be videos of me moving heavy things from now on. In all honesty, I don't know what this space is going to look like in the future. 1, because it's the future, and 2, because it can't stay the same. According to my calculations, the amount of time I need to invest into becoming a doctor is most of it. Some things will be the same, for instance, never quite knowing whether I'm wearing any pants, but some things will be different. But I expect they'll be good in the end. Because the obstacle course supervisor was right. After what felt like 25 minutes, but was probably more like 24, I took that doozy of a first step, and I dropped, and I zipped, and I laughed. I had fun. And for a moment, my self-consciousness lost consciousness, and I became just another flying squirrel for a while. Whatever transitions you're going through right now, big or small, just remember, the drop is scarier than the destination. And if the destination looks shady, keep on moving, because that doesn't need to be your destination. Best of luck to the both of us, and I'll see you on the other side. I forgot my glasses.